we are live. We are live. We are live. Yes. Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to the show. I'm Kapana Shmage, and this is how I do things. The show where you send me your questions, and I'll let you know how I would do things. I can take it as advice or use it as entertainment. Use it. Don't use it. Take it. Don't take it at all. Listen, do what you will with it. Do you know why? I'm no professional. Moi, not a professional at all. I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your shoes. Good morning, beautiful people. It is a Monday, so it is Boss Moves Monday, and this morning we are live from Pretoria, South Africa. So I know that Tepi is here. We have Poloko's also here. Ntabi, hello Ntabi. Koki Radi's also here. Natasha's here. Good morning, Poppy. We are at 100K. 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 We at 100K. We at 100K. We at 100K. Yes, honeys, we will be doing a giveaway. It's coming up soon. I just need to get the things in my house so I can show you the type of giveaway we're going to have. Buipelo's also here with us as well. Dion, good morning. Dorothy's here. Mpumi, good morning, honey. We are having a morning party. It is a party. Oh, it is a party right now. We have T. Kamogelo as well here with us. Linda, Lidile, Missy. Good morning. Jacqueline. Jacqueline, I love your name. I just find it to be such a beautiful and regal name. It's so sexy. Dimpo, good morning. Tembelihle. Khala's here as well. Who was first in this morning? Let's see. Yo, the chats have been going in. Khala, congratulations. You're the winner of this morning's first in trophy. And Nomonde's also here with us. Muitepi's also here. Good morning. Oh my goodness, the family is growing. It is a Monday. Oh my goodness. Good morning, good people. How are you doing? How are you doing? I feel good. I feel good this Monday. I feel really good. So after yesterday's conversation, if you've missed out on that, I will put the link up here for you to go and see. Yesterday, we had a conversation that went in here. It gave me heartburn. Did it give you heartburn? It gave me heartburn afterwards. Afterwards, I had heartburn and indigestion. I had to pop it, I don't drink, But I was just like, whew, I had to soothe myself. I needed to hug a teddy bear after yesterday's conversation. So yesterday we spoke about standards. And the one line that really dealt with me, I don't know if it dealt with you, but it dealt with me. And it said that our lives are a representation of our standards right now. So if you're in a trash relationships, then your relationship standard is trash. If you're in a terrible work environment and it's toxic, and that's in your life right now, then your standard for your work is terrible. It is toxic. It dealt with me deep down in my bones, in my systems, in my loins. Even when I went to sleep, I went upstairs and I was like, yo, Hubs, how is that? And Hubs was like, I'm also thinking about my money, thinking about my life. I also had to think about it. I was just like, I believe I am a millionaire, but my money is not there. That means my standard for money is below par. Honey, below par. So now that we know that our life equals our standards, we think we have high standards, but no, honey, you have high standards for your shoes, but right now you're wearing torn up shoes, then your standards for shoes are toe up. Your life is equal to your standards. You cannot have standards that are here, but you are living down here. That means that those things are optional. They're negotiable. They are things that are nice to have. They are desires. They're not standards, because standards are non-negotiable. Standards are, it's either it's there or I'm not there. That's how standards work. All right? So now that we're on the same page about what standards are, how do we then practically change our lives? Practically, what are the 5 steps to practically change that? That right now, my standards for my panties are for me to be wearing panties that are a certain quality. I only want to wear French lace. I only want to wear, I want to stop wearing panties that I buy in a 5-pack. I want to buy my panties individually. How do I practically change that? Because it costs money, the expectations have to change, I have to know where to buy these things. Practically speaking, Kopana, how? How? That's what we're going to chat about today. So I see fire signs already. Thank you, honey. I try to look my best every single time I come and see you guys. Good mornings, both. Hello, Raquel. Good morning. And Radi, our life, our standards equal. Same thing. Change the behavior. That is what Dion is saying, which is very true. But where do we start? We like to say these things, and it sounds beautiful. Change your behavior, you change your life. But how? What must I do now? When I leave this video, what is the first thing I'm going to do when I leave here? Number one, get yourself a notebook. I'm getting very down to practicalities here. Go to CNA. That's what we have in South Africa. Waltons in other countries, I think PNA, places like. Get yourself a notebook, right? Mine is like a blank one. I actually got this from Spotify. Thank you, Spotify. It's got KS in the front. Get yourself a notebook. Because if you're going to get serious about this thing, you're actually going to have to take very deliberate steps. If you keep it up here, you're not going to do it. The truth of the matter is, it's not going to happen. If you're going to keep it up here, it's not going to happen. Or get a notebook that's in your house. Get a notebook that's somewhere where you can write. And this is my designated change my life book. This is where I put my notes down. This is where I put my accountability down. This is where I get honest with myself. Get yourself a notebook. And the reason why we're going to get ourselves a notebook is because we're going to get obsessed. We're going to get obsessed with better. Our standards are here. I'm still wearing a jockey that I bought in a 5-pack. Why? Because there's no other panties to wear. So how do I get better jockeys? I'm going to get myself a notebook and I'm going to become obsessed with better. I'm going to get obsessed with finding out as much as I can about what is better than my jockeys. Yes? Yes, that's what we want. So you're in a trash relationship. You can see this man, that this is actually a trash relationship, but I love him. And you want your standards to go from trash, because if you're in a trash relationship, it means your standards for a relationship are trash. And you want to start going into that black love, #black love, #couple goals, #we do better. That's where you want to go, okay? So you're going to start being obsessed with that. And you're going to get yourself a notebook, and that you're going to write in that notebook about that obsession that you have. In this notebook, we're going to write where our current standards are. That my current standard for my work environment is that I'm actually unhappy with my work environment and I feel misaligned. I don't feel aligned with what I want. That's where we're going to start. We're going to start with our reality and compare it to what we want, the dream. Reality versus the dream. The dream says that I want to be in a happy work environment. I want to be in a place where there is no glass ceiling, where they believe in women empowerment, where they believe in women CEOs, where they have a good work environment, where they believe in learning, etc., etc. I'm in a trash relationship. I want #goals. That is what I want. That is what you're going to write in here. We're going to have a page for reality and we're going to have a page for what we want to get in our lives, right? So step number 2 is to shock yourself. Literally go find things that make you go, ha, 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 ha. You're going to shock yourself. Shocking. The first way for you to shock yourself is to actually find examples, real life examples of people who are living unbelievable lives. They are there. Your next door neighbor could shock you. I know a story literally of like, you find out about your neighbor and you're like, this guy, I thought you were a dentist. And then you go and you find out, this guy's not on my level. We may live in the same block, but me and you, we're not the same WhatsApp group. I got chills. Look, goosebumps. I literally have goosebumps. Guys, you do not know who your neighbors are. So you're going to go and look for people who are genuinely shocking. There are many people, many blogs, many newspapers, radio, TV that is obsessed with sharing stories of ordinary people who do extraordinary things. I know there's a segment on CNN that does something like that. I know that a good place to start if you're South African or even African is go onto the Mail and Guardian Top 200 and just get obsessed with those people, reading their stories. And what you do when you get obsessed with those people and you get obsessed with shocking yourself with real life stories of real people who do extraordinary things is that you go find one person and you look at this person in the top two, Mail and Guardian Top 200. Then you go and you Google the person. Then afterwards you go and you look at their social media. Then afterwards you go and look at them on Facebook and you just obsess and you stalk this person. This makes this person very real. You go and you look at this person, you're just like, so this guy went and created a waterless washing product that now is being distributed across Africa for people who don't have access to water to be able to bath without water completely. How do I get that for myself, right? You go look at this person, you find out this guy was born in Limpopo. This guy is just like me. He's from my hood. I like you. He's from my hood. He did the same things. He went to a school that's nearby mine. I know that school. You know? It makes that person real. And you get shocked. And you're just like, if this guy can do this, then surely I can as well. Surely, guys. Surely I can too. The chat just went quiet. What happened? Let's see. Wow. Such a person exists. What? Yes, Sylvie. He literally does. He literally does. Like, he changed things. And that's the thing. You actually have to go on to, there's so many places online. People love sharing stories of ordinary people that do extraordinary things. And you find out about these people and you're just like, that guy went to the school that I went to, but years before I did or years after I did. I know there's a girl who was in grade, like 4 grades below me in high school. And she's gone. And she lives in China now. And she's like 4 years younger than me. She's very high levels in the company, did her master's, got her PhD. And you looked at that girl at school and she was nothing special. And the things that she's gone on to achieve, you're just like jaw dropping. But the reason why you go find out about these people is that you realize that they're just like me and you. And they just woke up one day and they said, I want more. I want more. What I have in life is here. These are where my standards are. And I want this. That's what I want. And they just went and got it. So get obsessed with shocking yourself. When was the last time you read a newspaper? Read a newspaper. Find out those stories. Go onto channels that you know that they like to have stories about ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Go and look at the Forbes, top 100 or 30 under 30. And you'll literally find out that these 30 under 30s are people from my area, are people that I know, are people that are just like me and you and have gone to do extraordinary things. This expands your horizons. It breaks down your limitations because a lot of us believe that amazing things don't happen to people like me and you, but they really do every single day. Ordinary people who are in worse off positions than me and you, go and do amazing things. And the more we get obsessed by surrounding ourselves with people like that, the more we break down our own barriers and we start to see that it can happen for me too. So once you've got your notebook, once a week, stalk a new person. Just once a week. That's all you have to do. So step number 3 is to stop hating on people who do better than you. Girl, I know you. There's that girl in the office. She's extra. She's so extra. She's such a kiss ass. She's so extra. Oh my gosh, she's a class pet. Oh, she irritates me. She's got so much energy. I just can't. You know those people in your life. Stop hating on them because they're achievers. I know, it feels like you're not hating. It feels like you've got a genuine reason to be like, she's extra, I don't like her. But to be honest with you, she's doing well. That boss that's on a power trip that you don't like, start kissing ass. Start on that booty every morning. Every day. Why? Because people who have more energy are in better positions than you, are kiss asses, they tend to achieve, right? And we look on the outside and we're just like, I don't want to do all of that. She actually disgusts me. But you can learn from other people. So start asking that person, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Can I help you in any way? Even that boss who's a female, who is honestly just not it for you, go to her and ask her, hey, is there anything I can do to help you today? Do that and start to infiltrate the system. And the reason why is these are people who are around you, okay? People who are in close proximity to you. And many of us do know those people. You may have somebody that you studied with who's got a job, you don't have a job, and she's doing well. Inbox her and find out, hey, how are things going? How did you get your job? And literally just be close to that person. Become friends with that person. Get really in there. Infiltrate the system and find out their behavior. Because it all boils down to their behavior. And start looking at what mindset and what behavior does that person have that I can emulate or that I can copy. And that is what you're going to start looking for. Specific habits and specific behavior that those people have that you can too emulate. So Sylvie's saying, I personally get annoyed by energetic people. Some of them are not even doing well. They're just annoying. They're just always in your ear. I know! But honestly, people who are talented aren't the ones who are the most successful. It's the people with the energy, it's the kiss asses, it's the people who work hard. So those are the people that you want to look for. They might irritate you, but they get things done. They get up there. They get opportunities. So as much as they frustrate you, you don't have to be energetic like they are, but there's something you can learn from them to do better. As long as that person is one step ahead of you, you want to learn how you can too. And it takes swallowing of pride. It takes swallowing of that irritation you have for that person, but you can learn. And trust me, you're only going to be better off for doing it. Number 4 is exactly that, knowing that it all boils down to behavior and what you believe about yourself. In this notebook, you're going to have the people that you are looking at, you're emulating. You're going to write notes and really take note of the behavior that they have. What you want to do is change how you see yourself and what you believe about yourself. If you don't believe that you could kiss ass like that person, then you never will grow a good relationship with people that are in your network. If you don't believe that I'm not the type of person to ... there was a point in your life that you decided to identify yourself that way. You went through an experience where you burnt your fingers and you realized, I'm not the type of person to do presentations. You decided to be that person. You made that choice about yourself because there's no behavior that you can't change about yourself if you decide to change it. Remember that your standards are linked to your identity. If you identify yourself as, I'm this type of person, then your standards will always stay here. But if you start to change what you believe about yourself, if you start to change how you identify yourself, that's how you start to raise your standards. Your standards will never change if you continue to believe the things that you say about yourself. Use that notebook, 1 page, to always write the things that you believe about yourself and actively start working towards those things. One of the things that I believe about myself is that I'm clumsy. I knock over things a lot. I'm quite clumsy. You see, I'm doing it already. And to be honest with you, there was a time in my life I wasn't clumsy. But then there was a time in my life I became scatterbrained and I started to become clumsy. So it's words that I repeat about myself that, I'd knock something over and be like, only Kopano does that. Only Kopano is that clumsy. And that's an identity I have chosen for myself. And to change it, I have to start repeating something different about myself, that I'm specific, that I am meticulous, and that I'm not going to say I'm not clumsy. That's not how you change something about yourself. You believe the positive and the opposite of the thing that you want to change about yourself. There are things that we repeat about ourselves, that I'm not good with names, that, I forget people's faces. But once you start to repeat something positive about yourself, you start to believe it. I'll give you an example. When I was in high school, I had pretty average marks, you know. I wasn't too bad. I had pretty average, and sometimes I did well. And one time I started to really look at the people who did well in my school. And one year I literally just started to believe that I was good at maths and science. I was just like, I'm good at maths and science. I'm good. I'm gonna get 80%. I literally just kept on repeating that about myself. And I literally started to get 70s and 80s in science. I kid you not. I just made a decision that I'm good at maths and science. I just made a decision. I woke up and I decided. I kid you not. I just woke up and I decided I'm good at maths and science. And I remember my science teacher at the time giving me a paper where I got 70-something% on a paper. And she was like, you can do better. But it's because I kept on carrying that self-belief about myself. It spread onto her and she kept on bringing it back to me. And I did started to do better. So really, and then another thing I believed in myself that really decreased my marks was that I get overconfident in exams, which I do, and then I make mistakes. But whatever you say and repeat about yourself, that is what your identity is, and that is where your standards will be. If you are clumsy, you shall remain clumsy. And you repeat it about yourself that you are clumsy, you're going to stay clumsy. It's not going to change. So if you do want to change it, start repeating something different about yourself. Take notes in your notebook about what do you repeatedly say about yourself. That I'm not good with names. You're going to forget names. That I am clumsy. You're going to be clumsy. That, I always find trash men. I'm attracted to bad guys. Those things are what you believe about yourself. That is your identity. And therefore your standards are going to stay the same. So write them down and actively work on number 1, never say them again. And number 2, repeat the opposite and the positive of what it is that you're saying. And the final thing is to work on your belief and your motivation system. What that means is that some of us work well with affirmations, some of us work well with listening to motivation videos, some of us work well with listening to sermons. You have to find out what is it that makes you in the morning. What is it that makes you just, what is that thing that just brings you to life? Find that thing for you. The usual affirmations, motivation videos, books. There are so many things that motivate you. Find out the thing that motivates you. Rewards. Like, I work really well with rewards. If I reward myself for doing something good, I will continue to do it. Find those things in your life and then continue to give yourself that piece of motivation and that belief on a regular basis. So that's the 5-step process to practically change your standards. Because here's the thing. Once you believe that you are relationship goals, that you're going to be in an amazing relationship, that you're going to die old with the person that you find, that is literally what your mind and your behavior is going to align to that. If you believe that you always get into trash relationships, then your mind, your body, your spirit, consciously and subconsciously, you're always going to gravitate towards bad relationships. But if you change your belief system about yourself, if you change your identity in terms of you identify with good relationships, healthy communication, that you are a good communicator, then you will consciously and subconsciously gravitate towards being a good communicator. And that's just how life works. That's how it practically gets down to the bottom. You can force yourself to try and look for a good guy, but you will ruin it because you don't believe that you're worth a good relationship. It first starts by changing your internal beliefs about yourself, and then it starts to show externally. All right, guys, let's start this up. Let's see. Music and motivational videos do it for me. Same, motivational videos as well. This is a beautiful way to start the week. Thank you for the standards. Defining definitely a heads up. Sermons give me all the motivation. It is, right? Let's see. I know that the conversation was going on here and I feel left out. That self-talk won't work with me for any math exam. Sorry. Dion, trust me. If you just try it, just once. Just try it once. I had a colleague that she was my HOD. She does things so well. When you reach out, she will never mentor or help you, but complains when you do it wrong. So, the thing about people saying no, and the thing about requesting mentors, people usually say no to people who are just like, can you be my mentor? But they won't refuse help. They won't. If you just ask every day, if you make it your job that every day you get to the office and you just like to your HOD and you're just like, hey, is there anything that you need help with? She might say no for a week, but next week she'll say yes. She will say no to mentoring you. She will say no for you to be their assistant. But if there will come a day they will need your help and they'll go to you first. And that's how you infiltrate the system. Because when you ask someone, hey, can you please be my mentor? You're asking them to give you something. And that is not service. You need to offer service, offer to help. Go to them and say, hey, how can I help you today? Is there anything that you need help with? Anything. Even if it's a cup of tea. Do you know what happens? You bring the cup of tea and you have a short conversation. It's an excuse. That's how you approach it, especially if somebody's in close proximity to you. One thing that is stopping me from reaching my goals is when you start looking down on yourself just because others are ahead of us. Dimpo, start researching those people. Start finding out where everybody is that you went to school with. Start finding out how other people have made it happen for themselves. Truly, that self-belief you have about yourself will start to change. The nameless foodie, you are very late. I am saying goodbye. Alright, I just realized how negative my self-talk is towards relationships, and it shows I'm definitely making changes from today even. Get that notebook, girl. Write in that notebook. We're going to make this happen. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for being here. I know this one was slightly longish. We're going live again tomorrow morning, so I will see you then. And I'll keep it a bit short. I'll keep it a bit short. But until then, beautiful people, tomorrow is Saturday, Tuesday, and I will see you then. Thank you so much for joining. And share this with a friend who needs to hear this conversation. Until tomorrow.